to Complexity Made Simple. And in this video series about lean implementation, what we're talking about now is design for flow. So that's what these videos are going to be about. Let's talk about design for flow. Now then, why is this going to be important to any lean implementation that you do? Design for flow. I want to just talk about numbers that I've been given from a Toyota plant. So obviously Toyota, we use Toyota as the gold standard of how to set up a manufacturing plant. But they have a plant which currently has achieved 50-50 waste to value, which sounds great. We wouldn't 50, when we get a number in a measurement that says 50%, doesn't matter whether it's 50% good or 50% bad. Normally that figure would horrify us. But let's talk about that number and flow and what that means to the plant. So 50-50, what they are saying is 50% of the time they have waste. So what happens to the raw materials? Really important. We're always looking at raw materials. We're never looking at people when we look at lean. We look at lean waste. So 50% of the time, the raw material is sitting around waiting for something to happen to it. But 50% of the time, there is value being added to the material. The material is moving towards the customer with an operation that's adding value that the customer actually wants. Now, what does that mean? Well, if a car takes 4 hours to be assembled, then obviously this side is another 4 hours. The raw material inside this plant is only on site for 8 hours. So wheels arrive in the morning. By the afternoon, they're on a car, on a trailer, heading towards the customers. That is 50-50. Think how fast the raw materials are flowing. They are dropped at the back door, then they just move at the speed of light to the front door. That's what you're trying to achieve. Design for flow is what we're trying to achieve in lean. And of course you can constantly improve this. I mean, there's still 4 hours of waste in this plant. There's still lots of work to do. More difficult to get better, obviously. Plant is working brilliantly. Imagine your factory looking like that. Material arrives in the morning, gone by the afternoon. Man alive, the finance director would be happy, wouldn't he? Okay, so design for flow. This is stage one. Now, the first thing you're going to have to do on your site is this. You are going to have to identify materials, assemblies that you make to order. And you're going to have to identify product that you make to stock. Okay, so most important, you're going to have a system for this. Then what you're going to have is a system for the make to order material and a system for make to stock. When I say the word system, what do I mean? I mean standard work. Standard work. In other words, when you identify a make to stock product in your company, the planning department behave in a standard way, and therefore the amount of stock that's produced, the way that they react to it, the way they replenish it is identical for every item in a make to stock system. They only react to stock levels. They do not react to orders that are currently coming in the company. And then obviously make to order would have a different system. Now the system that's going to be most important to you is going to be make to stock. Why is that? Because probably 80% of your products are runners, regularly ordered, going out the factory day after day after day, and therefore stock is low risk on your runner product. Obviously in the make to order, these are your rare items that you don't see very often. They could be legacy product that have been, you're now just replacing them as maybe in the market they wear out or break down, and you still want to service that part of the business. You don't want to force your customers to replace whole systems perhaps, when all they really want is a replacement unit that you made 15 years ago. So this might be your legacy material. This would be your current main manufacturing material, your current market items. And 80% of what you do is usually run a product, and therefore 80% of what you do should be make to stock, and therefore your customers get serviced almost in a couple of days. You get to replenish in the shadow of that happy customer. Manufacturing are happy because there's no pressure on them to make to a particular customer who's on the phone right now, and the customer's happy because the stock has already supplied their customer order. So job number one is make to stock or make to order, and you have to have a mechanism and you have to have standard work to make this decision. So it could be the numbers per month, could be the numbers per week, could be all sorts of rules, but you make a standard rule, then you apply it, and then your products fall in either this system or this system. Step one, make to stock or make to order.